Have you ever felt like you were being watched? Maybe you were walking alone at night and suddenly, a twig snapped behind you. You turn around, but there's nothing there. Just the empty silence of the night. But deep down, something doesn't feel right. What if I told you that some people believe these eerie feelings aren't just paranoia, but something far more terrifying? Before we dive into today's mystery, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an eerie exploration like this one. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. For centuries, there have been whispers of creatures lurking in the shadows, beings that can shapeshift, mimic voices, and stalk their prey undetected. Some call them legends. Others claim they've seen them with their own eyes. They go by many names, but one in particular stands out: Skinwalkers. But are Skinwalkers real? Or are they just another internet myth designed to scare people? Today, we're diving deep into ancient legends, real-life encounters, and scientific explanations to uncover the truth. What's real? What's fake? And what might be lurking right outside your window? Let's begin. It was the middle of the night, and I was driving down a long, desolate stretch of highway in northern Arizona. The road was barely lit, and the only sounds were the hum of my car's engine and the occasional gust of wind outside. I had been driving for hours, and the isolation of the desert began to get to me. The air was heavy, and the moon barely pierced through the clouds. I had heard the stories, of course. We all have. Skinwalkers, shapeshifters that can take on the form of any animal, or even a human, to trick and terrorize those who venture too close. But I never really thought about it until that night. I came around a bend in the road, and that's when I saw something up ahead. At first, I thought it was a person walking along the side of the highway. But as I got closer, something didn't feel right. It was tall, far too tall for a human. And it wasn't walking normally, it was moving in a way that felt unnatural. As I passed by, the figure turned its head to look at me. The face, it wasn't human. It was a twisted, distorted version of something, like a mix between a man and an animal. The eyes were dark and wide, and its mouth opened too far to be natural, almost like it was grinning at me. I slammed my foot on the gas and sped off, heart racing. But in the rearview mirror, I saw it. The figure was now on all fours, chasing after my car, running faster than anything should be able to. I didn't stop. I just kept driving, praying that I could make it out of that stretch of highway. But as the minutes passed, I started to hear something strange. It was a voice, a woman's voice, and it was calling my name softly, almost pleadingly, from the back seat. I glanced in the mirror again. Nothing was there. I looked back at the road, and I could see the figure still in the distance, now moving erratically, as if it was trying to catch up. I made it to the nearest town as fast as I could, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something had followed me. Something that wasn't quite human, but far too real to ignore. So what exactly are Skinwalkers? Where do these terrifying legends come from? And why do so many people believe them to be real? Let's dive into the origins of the Skinwalker myth and the evidence that has surfaced over the years. The term Skinwalker comes from the Navajo language. In Navajo tradition, a skinwalker is called a Yi-Nalbushi, which roughly translates to, with it, he goes on all fours. These are believed to be witches or evil sorcerers who can transform into any animal they desire: wolves, bears, even owls, to gain power or to terrorize people. But these aren't just your typical shapeshifters. According to Navajo belief, Skinwalkers are people who have chosen to use their dark powers for malevolent purposes, often engaging in horrific acts like murder, stealing the skin of animals to wear them, or manipulating others. One of the most famous places linked to the Skinwalker legend is Skinwalker Ranch, located in Utah. This ranch has become infamous due to the strange and often terrifying events that have occurred there over the years. Reports of UFO sightings, strange animal mutilations, and encounters with creatures that defy explanation have been common. One of the most unsettling stories involves a large, wolf-like creature that was seen on the ranch. The creature reportedly approached a family, and when shot at, it was said to have vanished into thin air. Numerous investigators and paranormal enthusiasts have visited the ranch, trying to uncover the truth behind the terrifying reports. Some claim the area is a hotbed for skinwalker activity, while others believe it's simply a place of intense paranormal activity, unrelated to the Skinwalker legend itself. In addition to Skinwalker Ranch, there have been countless personal accounts of people who claim to have encountered skinwalkers in remote areas. Many of these accounts share eerie similarities. People describe seeing figures in the distance that appear human but move in unnatural ways, or hear voices that sound familiar but aren't from anyone they know. One of the most famous online stories comes from a Reddit user who shared their experience while traveling through the desert. They claim to have seen a figure walking along the highway, only to realize later that it was a skinwalker in disguise. Similar stories have flooded the internet, especially in areas like Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, where these legends are most prevalent. But is there any real evidence to support the existence of skinwalkers? Or are they just a combination of myth, fear, and misidentification? Many skeptics argue that the sightings of skinwalkers can be explained by psychological phenomena like pareidolia, the tendency to see faces or figures in random patterns, or the effects of isolation and exhaustion on the mind. Others believe that these creatures are simply exaggerated folklore, passed down through generations to scare children or explain mysterious events. There's also the possibility that some of the skinwalker sightings are simply misidentified animals, like wolves or mountain lions, which can appear far larger and more terrifying in the dark. However, despite these rational explanations, the sheer volume of sightings and the consistency of descriptions across different cultures have kept the myth alive. Many people continue to believe that skinwalkers are not just a story, but a terrifying reality. So after everything we've explored today, the question still remains, are skinwalkers real? Are they simply a legend passed down through generations? Or is there something more sinister lurking in the darkness? The truth is, we may never fully know. Some believe they've encountered these terrifying creatures, while others dismiss it as folklore and fear. But one thing is certain, the mystery surrounding skinwalkers is not going away anytime soon. And if the stories are true, we may be dealing with something far more dangerous than we can comprehend. So next time you find yourself in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere, remember, some legends are more than just stories, they're warnings. Keep your eyes open and trust your instincts. You never know what could be watching you from the shadows. If you enjoyed this dive into the world of skinwalkers, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an eerie tale or deep dive into the unknown. I'd love to hear your thoughts on skinwalkers. Do you think they're real or just a myth? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Who knows, you might just share a story of your own. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep your eyes on the shadows.